Hey everybody, welcome back to my Eurovision React Review channel. So if you're a subscriber, you will know over the last few days I have been placed in Madrid. I was really fortunate to be able to travel to Madrid from my home in Milan to obviously catch up with the pre-party ES, which is the last, I think, preview party before Eurovision 2022 in May. So I had an amazing experience, and what I want to do with you guys is I want to share that almost as a vlog, and I want to do that tomorrow, just talking about the kind of whole weekend and the amazing experiences that I had. But I've realized I've not really done anything on my channel in regards to my experience on Saturday night. So Saturday night, obviously we got to experience 29 of the 40 acts. One or two were obviously video recordings, but 27 of them were live. It was an amazing night. I mean, I'm sure a lot of you have seen the recordings on YouTube, or maybe you watched it at home live. I knew that there was a live streaming. And I didn't really know how to kind of share that experience with you, because obviously, like, as a huge Eurovision fan, like, the whole evening was amazing. So it was really difficult to kind of feedback my experience. And I think being in the kind of small arena, I think I had a very different experience to those that actually watch it at home. That's not to say I had a better experience. I've seen one or two of the videos on YouTube, and I think what you were hearing at home is very different to what I was hearing in the kind of small arena. But what I thought I would do is I would share with you my reflections through almost like a mini awards. This was my idea on the plane. It's like 3 hours from Madrid to Gran Canaria. Oh, I'm in Gran Canaria now, by the way, for a week. So I thought I would share my experience with you through awards. So how many awards did I create? Like a sado. 14. Okay, so award number one of the more obvious ones, is Best Vocal. So honourable mentions. Sam Ryder, vocally on point. Of course he was. Rosa Linn, vocally on point, in my opinion. From what I could see in the small arena, backing up a performance in Israel. Nada from Azerbaijan. I mean, everyone's saying if that song's going to qualify, then it's going to be based on his vocal. Stefan from Estonia. Vocally on point. And Andrea from North Macedonia. I will say, you know, I don't think I created it in the end. Like, the bravest performance was her. The beginning part of her performance, her mic was semi-off, and then they kind of sorted out the mic, and she just carried on like a complete pro. But for me, the Best Vocal Award has to go to Christian from Poland. Like, it's just phenomenal. It's just pitch perfect. And he's just backing up every kind of preview show with just an amazing performance. That vocal, insane. So that's my first award. My second award, the most entertainer, the best entertainer, has to go to Monica from Lithuania. She is crazy. But in a good way. She's just so unbelievably kooky. I did not pick this up from the Lithuanian national final. I started to pick it up a little bit by watching the other preview shows. She's been to all of them, hasn't she, right? But certainly in Israel, she was saying to the audience, she's like, I think before she sang the song, but during the song as well, she was like, right, these are lyrics, you'll have no idea what they are, they're all in Lithuanian, but just go with it. And then I think halfway through, people were like really getting into it, and I think she was pleasantly surprised, bless her. I think she swore, she said a swear word. Not like that's a bad thing, we all curse. But I remember for those 3 minutes just smiling. She was a fantastic entertainer. Best entertainer goes to Monica from Lithuania. Most appreciative act, the kind of act where it was very, very clear that they were extremely humbled by the whole experience and actually really, really spent time to engage with the audience, particularly those close to them. And that has to go to Sweden. Like, Cornelia, the crowd went crazy for her. And you can see on YouTube the live recordings there, like, she really kind of engaged with the front row of the audience. And at the end, the crowd just went crazy. And, like, we've got to remember, Cornelia isn't a huge star in Sweden, right? She didn't have a huge fan base before Melodifestivalen. So to leave Sweden to get the reaction that she did, you could see she was really touched by it. So that was sweet to see. Okay, honourable mention, I must go to Lithuania as well. Monica was very, very touched that people were singing her song back to her in Lithuanian. Despite at the beginning, she's like, "You're not going to know what this is." The Best Diva Award, like, I had to create some sort of award for Ronela, right? I will never be great. You will be a secret. If you feel my body, don't like, she just has a gravitas. Obviously, we didn't have Chanel on Saturday, but we had her on Friday. Like, when I say diva, that's not a diss. Like, in just regards to stage presence, star quality, like, seeking the attention from the audience, it's Ronela. She just knows what she's doing. She's ready to go. Like, if Eurovision was next week, she's ready. I haven't seen a bad performance by her in any of these preview shows. I think she's been to everyone, right? She just knows what she's doing. Yeah, she's a great act. Albania should be very proud of Ronela. Okay, number 5, the most surprised by crowd reaction. Yeah, okay. So obviously being in the crowd, what I mean by this is the most surprised I was being surrounded by, how many would have there been there? 1,000? 1,000? Mostly Spanish people. Honourable mention for this goes to Sam Ryder. The crowd seemed to love Sam Ryder. So I am really, really optimistic about the UK's chances after this experience. But in all seriousness, the act that I was like, oh my gosh, everyone is going crazy. I did not expect this. Constructor from Serbia. Like, like, the whole room was just singing along to this song, and I was really, really surprised in a good way. So yeah, that's award number 5. Award number 6, best reaction from artists. What I mean by this is it was a really interesting layout, actually. So I bought my tickets really last minute, so I was in the pit with everyone else. But there was, like, the VIP bit, which it would have been great to be in there. But in the VIP bit is also the other artists competing. And actually seeing them mingle and talk to each other was very, very interesting, actually. I'll talk about that in my vlog. But this award is the one where best reaction from the artist, i.e. you could see with some of the entries that the artists would stop what they were doing in the VIP area, come over and lean over the balcony to watch the performance. Now, the honourable mentions goes to the UK again. When I looked over on the balcony, a lot of the artists came to the balcony to watch Sam Ryder, but you couldn't see the back of the room because the balcony was so full. The award goes to Norway. Like, literally all of the, not all of the entries, but like a lot of the entries stopped what they were doing to come to the balcony to watch Norway. So best reaction from artists, number 6, goes to Norway. Number 7, best reaction from the crowd. So I'll do a screenshot of the ones that I remember the crowd going crazy for. And actually, I could have added more. Like, the Spanish Eurovision fans are the best. They are so passionate. But it was really, really clear. Like, the whole place was crazy. For Subwoofer Norway again, like... The crowd absolutely loved every second of it. It was great to see. Award number 8, biggest personal grower. Yeah, so obviously after seeing a lot of these songs live, taking into account a lot of things here, bearing in mind, obviously, if you are a subscriber, you'll know that I've met some of these artists. I was lucky enough to interview them. But what I mean by this is, obviously, listening to 29 songs, was there any song, being in that kind of room, feeling the vibe from people, but also just connecting with the song that maybe I've never connected before? Now, honourable mentions go to... Now, for me, the UK, because everyone who's a subscriber who follows my channel knows that I'm lukewarm to the UK's entry, despite obviously there being a lot of hype about it. Seeing that one live, that, yeah, has grown for me. Czech Republic, they were the first 2022 act on, and seeing the crowd go crazy for it, it's a bop, right, was kind of interesting. I've listened to that once or twice today. Brooke, Ireland, I really, really enjoyed her performance, actually. And I will say, it was a toss-up between the one that I'm going to give it to and Ready from Denmark.
Sorry, are you ready? So you can try me. All the things that I want to.
That went down really, really well. I really don't think people should sleep on Denmark this year. I think seeing them live, something... I always liked the song, but I was also very much aware that it would struggle to qualify. But seeing it live, it did something. But for me, my biggest personal grower, if I look at my kind of personal top 40, the song that's probably gone up quite a few places, is Switzerland. I remember after that performance turning to my friend that I was with, Kieran, and being like, watch this qualify. Watch this qualify. People are sleeping on Switzerland. I wouldn't. There was something that happened in those 3 minutes. His live vocals are amazing. Yeah, biggest grower for me after seeing all the live performances. Switzerland. Marius Bear. Okay, biggest disappointment. This is harsh. It's almost not worthy of an award because everyone was amazing and I was living my best life throughout all of them. But if I'm kind of thinking now, kind of my top 40 and then watching all the performances live, I would say probably Montenegro. Again, I love all the songs, right? I will say I was quite surprised I wasn't completely enthralled by Belgium either. But that's not meaning to say that it's jumped down like 10 places in my personal 40. But I thought I was going to really get into it. And then it got to the end of the 3 minutes. I was like, okay. But probably Vladina from Montenegro. I think after the whole experience, it's probably gone down a little bit. Most memorable moment of the night. Okay. So the most memorable moment of the night probably goes to... So Emma Muscat from Malta. So I was like being a bit shady, really. So she was about to come on, and I looked straight to the VIP area to see Aiden's response. And oh my goodness, if anyone the award for the most excited about Emma Muscat performing for Malta that night was Aiden. It was really, really sweet to see. He was really, really cheering. He was taking lots of videos. Like, he was very, very much Team Malta. That was my most memorable moment of the night. I don't know what I was expecting Aiden to do or say. Like, if you follow Eurovision, then you will have followed Maltese national finals. I didn't know if there was a bit of bad taste. with Aiden second place, but no, there really isn't. Best dress, number 11. I don't know how I've made these up. Evidently delirious on the plane. 3 hours is a long flight. Best dressed, I think, has to go to honourable mention, Emma Muscat. She looked phenomenal the whole weekend at the different events. She looked phenomenal. I think someone said to me that she's a model in Italy. I knew she lives in Italy, but I thought she was a singer, but apparently she does modelling. Ronela looked fantastic, but I think for me, only because I want to know where the hell he got this shirt from, Stefan from Estonia, he gets my best dressed award. And I will say, I should really do it more in my vlog, and I want to get invited back next year. But also, like I said to you, it's really interesting looking at the VIP area to see artists mingling. And not just artists, the Benidorm Fest artists, other artists that were competing. And obviously seeing them interact. Stefan is a popular boy. From my observations, he's a popular boy. But then he was rocking that black and white shirt. I need to know where he got that from. Best dressed. Okay, number 12, best choreo. I created this one just so I could give an award to Brooke. Honorable mention goes to Urs from Romania. I just call him WRS, but my friend that was with the weekend, he was like, it's not how you say it, Shane, it's Urs. I was like, that doesn't sound right either. Urs giving the same choreo that he gave at his national final, on point. But Brooke, I think that was the best I've seen that choreo. And if you've watched my interview with Brooke, then you will know that I asked her, because I have said before, I'm not a huge fan of the choreo, but I asked her, are you keeping the choreo? And she didn't say yes or no, she just said it will be elevated. So I'm assuming that's a yes, right? Anyway, good vibes. The audience really, really loved it. It was great. Number 13, out of the whole night, Underdog Alert. And what I mean by that is a song that people are sleeping on. To be honest, this is very similar. No, it's not actually, Shane. That was a completely different category. Underdog Alert, number 30. Number 13 goes to Marius Bear. Boys Do Cry Like. Switzerland, do not sleep on Switzerland. It's a good song. It is a worthy underdog, and it's an underdog because people aren't really rating it, but I kind of love it. Underdog Alert, Switzerland. Okay, the final award, number 14, best performance. I was like, BRIVIDI award, the song that gave me chills. Of course I'm gonna have to say Switzerland here. But that's an honourable mention. I will be honest with you. I don't know whether it was later in the night. And, yeah, as you can imagine, later in the night. Yeah. But the song that I was like, I turned to Kieran and I was like, winner. Sweden. Honestly, Cornelia just got to me. That 3 minutes. Something about it. It just really gave me chills. I will say honourable mention also goes to Malta. Emma Muscat. Like, I know that I've professed my love for this one. I think if I did my top 40 now, I think it would be even higher. Where is it? Like 13, 14? I was vibing with that one. But yeah, honourable mentions, maybe Malta and Switzerland. But for me, the song that gave me chill. Oh, Sam Ryder, Shane. I remember at the end of Sam Ryder being like, man, I'm proud. Come on, Sam. No, it's Sweden. Cornelia Jacobs. That was a moment. That was a BRIVIDI moment. So yeah, that's the best way that I can communicate my experience of Friday. It was amazing. Like, obviously, I want to thank so much the organisers of Madrid PrePartyES, and I'll do that properly in my vlog that I'll do tomorrow, where I just talk about my experience, because I've had the best weekend. And yeah, it's been a long weekend. I'm absolutely exhausted, hence why I've come to Gran Canaria to do nothing, he says, and he's recording a video. But yeah, it's been amazing. So yeah, those are my thoughts. If you've caught up with the Madrid PrePartyES yourself, what do you think? Would you give these awards, these made up awards that I've made like on a plane after like 4 hours sleep. Who would you give my made up awards to other than the ones I did? Let me know. If you haven't subscribed already, please do subscribe. Please do click the notification button so you're informed if and when I post videos. And yeah, until next time, stay safe.